Hello there. Today, I'm going to show you how to build a small game using Scratch. Now, this game will allow you to guess a number that is randomly generated by the computer. Every time you guess, the computer will tell you if you are too high or too low in your guess. And once you get it, it tells you that you got it. Let's try playing the game. I'm going to press the green flag, which tells me to start the program. And it's going to say hello and ask me for my name. Now my name is Jeffrey, so I'm going to say Jeffrey. Then it's going to read to me instructions. There we go. I got it. And it's going to say thank you for playing today, and if we want to play again, you just press the green flag again. Now that was how the game works. Let's set about making it now. I'm going to open up my web browser, and I use Google Chrome. Then let's go to scratch.mit.edu. Notice that there's a tab that says Create. I'm going to tap on that. It should create a project for me. Now this might look a little intimidating, but I can assure you that this will be very smooth and it'll be really fun as well. On the left, you have 3 tabs. One for code, one for costumes, which changes the appearances, and one for sounds. In the center, you have your workspace. This is where you drag in code, and you can modify code inside as well. On the right, you have where the actual code executes. This is where what you write down here and what you make translates into the real program. In this case, we'll be using this area to test to make sure our game works. Now to get started, let's go to the Events tab inside of the Code tab on the left. Now notice there's this little thing right here that says when green flag clicked. This will execute when the green flag right here, aka the start button for the program, is clicked. Any code that is attached to it will execute. So let's drag one here, and at the start of the program we want our little cat to say hello. So let's go to the looks bar and let's say hello for 2 seconds. After that, we want to ask for the user's name. So in order to do this, we need to be able to provide input to the user. In this case, we're going to go to the sensing bar and we're going to tap ask what's your name and wait. Now notice you can just drag in blocks like that. And what this does is it puts out this prompt and it displays a menu bar, a text field that allows the user to enter their name. We can get the value of their name through this little variable here, which is answer. So to get their name, after they enter their name, it'll move on. So after that, let's say hello to their name. Now in order to join 2 strings, we're going to go to operators and we're going to drag in join. Now one of them will be answer because we want the answer to be their name. The other will say hello, comma, and then a space. What this does is it essentially says hello, comma, space, and then their name. After that, let's put in an exclamation point. So let's add another join, and let's put this join inside of that join. And then for the last part, let's put in an exclamation mark, just like that. And let's drag it back in. Now, let's move on to the actual game. So in order for the user to understand what we are doing, we must give them instructions. So to say instructions, let's go to the Looks tab and say the instructions. I have a game for you. I have picked a number between 1 and 100 randomly. On each guess, I will tell you if your guess is too high, too low, or dead on. You have as many tries as you want. Have fun. And since we want the instructions to last a little longer so they can understand the game better, we're going to say for 5 seconds. Then let's go ahead and start the game. Now we need to have a random number. And in order to have this number stored so we can have it for later, let's create a variable. Now we already have one in the form of my variable. So let's set my variable to, and in order to get a random number, we'll use pick random right here. Pick random from 1 to 100. Now that we have set the number, let's get on with the game. So in order to make it keep on going until we guess the number, let's use a repeat until loop. Now what this does is it executes the code inside of the loop until the condition inside of here is not met, or is met. Sorry, I meant is met. And the condition we want to be met in order for the loop to end is if the user's guess is equal to the number we have picked. So let's go to operators and let's drag in an equals operator. What this does is it returns yes if the two numbers given are equal and no otherwise. So the first number we want is answer because that's the guess. The second number is my variable, which is the random number we picked right here. Then inside of the loop, we want to start every time on each guess by asking what their guess is. Say, guess my number. And then this is going to do the same thing as asking for their name. It's going to ask for their name, or for their number, sorry, and it's going to wait until they enter one. Now, in order to check if their number is too high or too low, we're going to use some of the other operators. So in this case, there's one for greater than, there's one for less than, and then there's one that we already used for equal. In order to check if their if their number is too high or too low, we're going to use what's called an if statement. Go to control, and we have an if statement here. So what this does is it executes the code inside of the if statement if the condition given is true. Now to check that, let's use a greater than statement right here. Then we're going to check if the answer is greater than my variable, which is our guess. If that's the case, then let's tell the user that they guessed too high. Say, you guessed too high for 2 seconds. Now let's use another if statement to determine when they guessed too low. If answer is less than my variable, then we're going to go back to looks and say, you guessed too low for 2 seconds. Now, we want to tell them once they guess. So we're going to say if number is equal to my variable, then we're going to say you guessed it. Now, if this is true, then the loop will automatically exit after going back. You see, if this is true, then this must also be true. So this will repeat until this is true, and when this is true, the loop will stop. And in that case, it's going to continue executing down here. Now after that, we're going to tell them that we want to thank them for playing and that they can play again if they press the green flag. So let's say, thank you for playing today. I hope you enjoyed. If you would like to play again, press on the green flag in the top left corner. Bye. And since we also want this statement to last a little longer so they can fully read it, let's make it for 5 seconds as well. After that, we want the program to end. So we're going to say stop all. And this will stop everything in the program. And they can play again if they press the green flag. Now that we have finished, let's try running the program. Let's press the green flag, and it's going to say hello, and it's going to ask us for a name, Jeffrey. I'm going to read our instructions, and I'm going to start by guessing 50. That means the number is 35. And there we go. It's going to tell us that it's going to thank us for playing, and it's going to stop the program. There we go. Now, if you want to publish your game, let's give it a name. Guess number, and I'm going to press share. Now I'm going to see if it's shared. Yes, it is shared in fact. So now this is publicly available. Anyone can play your game. If you would like, you can invite some friends and family to try, or just invite some friends and show them your game. And I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye.